Hi everyone and welcome to The Crows Show, brought to you by Chemist Warehouse. I'm Mark Bickley.
And I'm Alana Smith. This is the weekend that's taken the Crows up to the Gold Coast. So later in the show, we'll talk to a couple of players with Queensland connection.
Well, tackling is a big part of, I guess, my role against forward 50 pressure and up in the forward line.
Also coming up, the endless search for the next generation of Crows stars.
And we'll find out if Brodie Smith is just as funny when he swaps seats.
But first, in the aftermath of the hugely successful AFLW competition, which of course the Crows won, sports administrators are examining the impact on other codes such as netball and basketball. SA Football Commissioner and former championship-winning netball coach Jane Woodlands-Thompson is better placed than most observers to assess the likely implications.
I saw the first year of AFLW as so successful, I think, from an administration point of view to the playing point of view to the coaching opportunities.
We knew there would be some popularity, but it was probably at least double in attendances and TV ratings than what we thought, which was great. It was great for the girls to play in front of big crowds. It brought us back to why we all started playing the game. Those girls really loved playing and loved winning, and I think the crowds embraced that.
Where to from here? I think it's really important that the heads of decision making in AFL Women's and AFL, to be quite honest, really pick the course and plot that course very, very carefully. I know in Sandford the juniors have jumped from 17 teams last season to 66, and that growth has been quite exponential, and it's being able to cope with what AFLW has brought to all of that.
Where to now? The girls are having a break in April, just having a month off, and then they'll have a program to do through May, and then most of them will go out and play with their local clubs come June for a sort of a 10-12 week period.
I think, the success of AFL Women's certainly is a concern for the other sports. I think it's been great for women's sport in general, and we've certainly seen a lot of camaraderie between the codes. Having said that, I think there's a quiet disquiet, and I think that the administrators from the other sports, who are a lot worse off in terms of resourcing, both human and financial, than the AFL and AFL Women's are, would be a little bit nervous.
Jane's advice was invaluable when the Crows were putting together their bid to be part of the inaugural Women's League. Now, the AFL draft and trade periods are still 6 months away, but we all know how quickly the season passes. So, what do the club's recruiters do at this time of the year as they search for fresh talent?
Nationally, on a weekend, we'd have anywhere between 15 and 20 people covering all competitions around Australia. So obviously AFL, your state league based competitions, and then you've got your under 18s and under 16s. So there's a big footprint to cover.
We rely really on our own information. Obviously all the other stuff, talk and media and internet and all that, we don't spend too much time worrying about that or people's opinions. We lock into what we see, what we know. And we get the information from the best sources, from the coaches, development managers, regional managers, or from the kids. Often the players are the best recruiters, and they'll tell you about their teammates and who they like to play with and why they're good and why they're not.
Big 51, the Adelaide Crows have chosen Elliot Himmelberg from Adelaide Football Club.
We're always looking for competitiveness, but we really like to try and bring good people in here. Obviously, footy talent's pretty important too. It's still always the most important, but footy talent with great character is important.
The actual step from under 18s to AFL level, the gap is widening, so it's important not just their football characteristics, but off-field, what they're doing, whether it's through their schooling or understanding how they've been brought up or their friendship circles. So it's that real holistic view on how they're handling life.
Today I was at Gippsland. The old man was on the far side of the ground where I was.
There's debate, but it's good, healthy debate, so we like to challenge one another.
Different people like different players, but that's what you want. You want a diverse range of opinions and experiences in the group. So yeah, we do, and then obviously the coaches and development come into some of those discussions towards the end.
We still keep going back to, I guess, what our strategic plan is and what the outcome that we want to achieve.
Exciting times ahead. Let's hope that your team has drafted well and has every success.
Certainly a lot of pressure on people like Justin Reid to make the right decisions. When Alana returns on The Crows Show, we catch up with a former player whose career went north.
Now on the Gold Coast for the last 5 years, or this will be my fifth season, and I'm the Gold Coast Suns Academy manager.
And football foodies, how much the players know about what they eat.
By now we all know that Brodie Smith likes to see the funny side of life, and usually at a teammate's expense. But what happens when he has to get a bit serious behind the wheel of the Toyota Hilux and tackle a special four-wheel drive course at Saunders Gorge outside Adelaide? And how will his time compare with those of other current and former players?
Right, I'm holding on. Holding on.
Yeah, good. A bit of fun. Never really done anything off-road stuff with the cars before, so it was really enjoyable.
Watch out for that boulder.
I could see in the rearview mirror Eddie was flying around a little bit, so that put me off, but not too much banter from the back, so it was good. Let me concentrate.
What was that? That was me. That's 20 grand out of salary. Grab that axle on the way. Where's the earbud?
Well, I got Eddie and Sauce, probably two of our most valuable players in the back, so I had to look after them. Didn't want anyone hitting head.
Take it on. You won't go fast.
They'd never really done anything like it, so it's a bit different to get in the car and take it out on this sort of road. So no, it was good fun and really enjoyed it.
Great job. Made it. Beautiful. No fatalities or anything.
Nah, safe.
Good job, mate.
Not his usual dash there. Maybe Smithers should stick to the jokes. Now, the Crows Indigenous Guernsey is always a hotly anticipated announcement. And this year, it's again a striking design that is sure to be popular with players and fans alike. Of course, each Guernsey comes with a story. So, what was the creator's vision this time?
The Indigenous jersey for this year looks really good. Alan Sumner is the designer, he's a Ghana elder.
The Guernsey's been about 6 months in the making now, but the real story behind it is we have the shield, which is most prominent in the Guernsey, but we also have that side by side with the spears and the boomerangs, and those are our weapons. They're our, I guess, the tools of the trade, and the idea was when they put their Guernseys on, is they're taking up their arms, they're taking up, you know, the arms ready for battle to go out on the footy field.
It's about the Ghana people and the Warriors, so it really suits the way the Crows play our footy too. So it all forms into one.
Tune into Indigenous round because you could learn a lot just in that week, and you know, it's a fantastic round. I enjoy playing in it, and you know, just to represent, you know, my culture, my family, the brothers that we have on the footy team, you know, always get up to play an Indigenous round.
I've been lucky enough to play in a few Indigenous rounds. Haven't played in one for a couple of years, so to be able to play in one for the Crows will be really special, and to be able to wear this jersey as well will be even better. Hopefully there'll be a few of us Indigenous boys playing on the night, but I know the non-Indigenous players in the AFL really look forward to that round as well now. It's one of the biggest rounds of the year, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Siren sounds. Don't forget the Crows.
It's about joining together and coming together, and we're playing for our culture, our people, you know, and our family. So yeah, I really enjoy it.
Indigenous Week is about teaching as well. A lot of people might not have even seen Aboriginal paintings before, so for them to be able to buy a jersey with a painting on it is something really special as well.
Just coming in today and seeing the Guernseys, seeing the lads with the Guernseys on, just made me so proud. You know, I was used to seeing the image on a computer screen, but to actually see it in real life is fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt they'll be hot property at Crowmania. Now, the Crows pay a lot of attention to educating players about the right foods and correct diets, and many of them are pretty good at cooking up a meal. Thanks to Thomas Farms, we put Daniel Talia and Brad Crouch in the kitchen for a little culinary test.
Hi guys, we're here with Thomas Farms Kitchen. We're here for the ingredient guess-off. Today I'm going to be joined by Brad Crouch, who I reckon is a worse cook than me. I'm not renowned for my cooking skills, but I reckon I've met my match today. So there's some ingredients under here. We're going to get Brad to try and guess them and see how he goes. All right guys, we've got a beautiful beef chow mein with brown rice. Brad, you're going to get 10 seconds to look at this photo and then you're going to have to guess the 5 ingredients.
Looks like peas and coriander. I got them ones. Beef.
Oh mate, that's enough. All right, let's try and guess the 5 ingredients here.
Garlic?
Yep, that's one of them.
Curry powder?
Correct, that's 2.
Yeah, I think that's soy sauce. I reckon
You're doing pretty well.
I dare say brown rice would be in it.
Yep. One more, mate.
I'll go with the sun-dried tomatoes.
No.
Whatever these. Too hard.
You've got to say it, mate. You can't say one.
Is that lettuce?
No, it's not lettuce. All right, Brad, I'll give you a clue. This is zucchini, and bok choy was the correct one. So you got 4 out of 5. You did pretty well, mate.
So good start.
I've underestimated you, I reckon.
Stay with us. Still ahead, 2 football lives. One remarkably short.
I guess when I get the chance to get the ball and run carry, I can, but I guess it just happens.
The other just keeps on going.
After his stint in the outdoors, I'm sure Brodie Smith will be much more at home, putting the heat on one of his teammates. Thanks to Revolution Roofing, Riley Knight finds himself in the hot seat this week with just 60 seconds to come up with the answers.
All right, welcome to the Victory Veranda's hot seat. This week we've got Riley Knight. Welcome, Riley.
Thanks, Brodie.
All right, start off easy. Where were you born?
I was born in Adelaide.
AFL club you supported as a kid?
I was an Essendon supporter growing up.
And favourite player?
James Hird.
Which player at the club thinks they're the funniest?
Oh, that would be you.
I'm getting that a lot. And which player is actually the funniest?
Probably Charlie Cameron.
This one you've been the answer to a lot, and you've wore the singlet for obvious reasons to this show. So, which teammate's most likely to take a selfie?
Oh, I actually have to say Rory Sloan with that one.
Gee, yeah. Do you want to go into that, or?
Well, I don't really want to go into it too much, but you can go to his Instagram and have a look.
I have noticeable in his Instagram.
Yes,
a lot of Rory shirt off. Yeah. Which teammate could you not live with?
Probably Paul Seedsman.
Why?
You'd never be able to get in the bathroom.
Why?
Because he's always in there looking at himself in the mirror.
Last one, if you could be anyone else in the world, who would it be?
Probably Donald Trump.
Why? I'll ask why.
Oh, well, he just controls everything.
Oh, thanks for joining us, Nida.
You're welcome.
Can't wait to see Smithers in the hot seat. Speedster Charlie Cameron has had a great start to the year, making the most of his move from small forward to the midfield. With the Crows playing on the Gold Coast this weekend, what better time to catch up with the Queenslander? Many fans may not know that Charlie was born in Mount Isa and didn't start playing football until his late teens.
As a Queenslander, Charlie was brought up on rugby league, and some of those skills serve him well today.
Good tackle by Cameron.
Well, tackling is a big part of, I guess, my role against forward 50 pressure and up and forward line. So, yeah, it's a lot different with tackling, I guess, NRL and then AFL. So, but I enjoy tackling when I get a chance to hit blokes.
His early games with the Crows were as a small forward, but he's now playing up the ground.
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying my time in the midfield at the moment. So hopefully I get more minutes up there. So I'm playing a bit of the wing and a bit more on ball. So I'm enjoying my time up there.
Charlie Cameron, and he's off to the races. Couple of bounces, Pal Pepper comes at him.
And his exceptional leg speed gives him a potential game-changing quality.
I guess when I get the chance to get the ball and run carry, I can, but I guess it just happens. So I wish I could do a bit more, but yeah, get a bit tired after a bit. So taking the game on is, I guess, exciting. So I guess I just got to keep doing it.
Charlie says when it comes to speed, Eddie Betts, Wayne Miller, Brodie Smith and Rory Atkins are up there with him.
We do like little sprints at the training, so I normally win those. So yeah, see what happens.
Playing alongside other Indigenous players certainly adds to the enjoyment of Charlie's football.
No, it's quite exciting to play, I guess, footy with the other boys. I think there's 4 of us at the moment, so hopefully we can get more play. I guess came out for the season, Benny Davis, but next year hopefully we can get more in there. But yeah, it's quite exciting to play footy with blokes, with those blokes there.
So when the Crows picked Charlie in the 2013 rookie draft, he'd played fewer than 40 games of football. Quite extraordinary when you think of it. Someone on the Gold Coast who's taking more than a passing interest in the Crows is former player Jason Tawney. Having played nearly 200 games for Richmond, then Adelaide, Jason now oversees the next generation of talent at Gold Coast Football Academy. In this segment, Flying the Nest, brought to you by Flight Centre, he reflects on his days with the Crows.
Provided by Tawney. Loose player inside, he decides to blaze away, but he blazes away superbly. What a goal to Jason Tawney!
Grew up in Adelaide and started playing football down in at South Adelaide in the SANFL, and then obviously my AFL career went to the Tigers, Richmond, and then the Crows. Well, I finished up. I guess when it's happening, you're just doing it day by day or year by year, I guess. And my whole motivations was just being able to get the most out of myself. And I think I look back and think, I was a good average halfback flanker that would do a lot of team things if needed. So to get that many games out, excellent. Been now on the Gold Coast for the last 5 years, or this will be my 5th season. And I'm the Gold Coast Suns Academy manager. When I retired from football altogether at 32, I got involved in the under-18 program in the SANFL and coached them for 2 years, and got a little bit of a taste for, I guess, junior development and elite programs for that pathway. I managed to get involved in the Suns Academy, which was probably in its 1st or 2nd year. So it was all really just in its infancy, and being part of that and growing that program was going to be, I think, rewarding. It was a bit of a risk, and the first year was pretty hard. It was a lot of part-time work within different programs and within the academy.
Oh, has he done it? He has!
One of our favourites is the big 205cm Braden Pruce, who's playing out at North Melbourne, and to see him come from Townsville, playing school football at Kerwin High, to playing against the Giants and getting 40-odd hit-outs is quite exciting.
Don't go away. You might be a winner as our face in the crowd. And the far-flung followers of social media.
Welcome back. As we take a look at a couple of highlights from social media, remember that by joining the Crows on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, you'll get exclusive insights and breaking news every day. These messages from National Cricket coach Darren Lehman and Davis Cup captain Leighton Hewitt show how the platforms allow fans to relive great moments, like the captain's goal, as often as they like, and always feel part of the club, even when they're overseas or interstate, or for that matter, on national sporting duties. And now it's the time when we zero in on a Crows face in the crowd. So who will be the fortunate fan this week? Let's see. Okay, this time it's you. If you recognise yourself, email the club by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Be ready with some photo ID and you'll receive a merchandise pack.
That just about wraps up our show for this week, brought to you by Chemist Warehouse.
Now next week we'll be hearing from former Richmond defender and now Crows physio, Duncan Kellaway.
Don't forget, you can keep up to date with all the latest news and player profiles on the club website, afc.com.au.
Thanks for your company. We look forward to joining you again next Sunday at 11:30 on 7.
See you then.